All right, so we're down here still at Festival Square. We're heading to our second stop, Tacos Made in Mexico, a great little place downtown to get authentic Mexican food, which is always excellent when you have that diversity of food downtown.
And made better by a traditional Mexican beer.
Absolutely, and we've got one here from Sol Brewing. Sol Brewing originated in 1899 in Orizaba, which is a city just outside of Mexico City. It's bought by Heineken International, licensed to Molson Coors to brew, and George just told me it's the 5th best beer or most drank beer in Mexico. And where it gets its name Sol, Sol is son, El Sol, is because in the original days in the brewery there was cracks and everything, and you could see the sunlight coming through the cracks, and so the brewer named it Sol Beer, El Sol. To name it the sun. And there it is. And that's the color of the sun right there. So George has given us a nice pour here. And I think, if most of you have visited Mexico, you've probably come across Sol in your journeys. But it's a fantastic Mexican beer, in my opinion. A cerveza.
And this is the kind of beer that's often associated with a session or lawn mowing or things like that, because it's light enough at 4.5% that you can certainly have more than one and not get too intoxicated or anything like that. But it's also refreshing enough, served cold, that you're going to want more than one as well. It's also the kind of beer that you often see, like Corona, where someone will stick a wedge of a lime in it or whatnot and whatnot. So,
absolutely.
So let's give this a try.
Let's do it. And just to add to the alcohol by volume, we've just climbed down the hill a bit to 4.5%.
Yeah.
So it's like George said, it's a nice light drinking, easygoing beer, straightforward, down the hatch kind of deal.
Yeah, it won't be very hoppy. This will be really low on the IBUs, so I'd say at the most maybe 20, and probably a little more on the malty side. You'd get a little bit more of the corn sweetness on this one.
You do, and that tastes, when you look at the sun, it tastes like the sun would look like it tastes. If you could taste a ray of sunlight.
Yes. Oh, and it's a really pale straw color, and look at the head retention. It's really good.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And again, as George mentioned, you keep the head retention because it keeps the flavor in the beer, right? And I know in North America there's been a bit of an adjustment for us to realize, why is there so much head on my beer? Because we're used to filling the pints right to the top, but it's because it keeps the flavor profile in longer and we can enjoy it. So thoughts on Sol, George, your final thoughts?
It's very refreshing, nice cool beer on a summer day. This is one of the best choices, I think. It's in closing, I like to say it's got a nice dry finish too, so it keeps you thirsty. Keeps you
coming back for more. I concur with George's opinions. I think it's an excellent beer from Mexico. Enjoy, and we'll see you at our next stop, Bread, Milk and Honey.
So here we are now on Redpath Street at Tacos Made in Mexico at 610 3rd Avenue. When you look at the front of this building, there are a couple of clues here as well that tell you both about who built this building and its original use. One of the things you'll notice is that this building has marble on the front. Marble is an unusual building facade in Lethbridge and is an expensive material, and it suggests that whomever built this building certainly had money, and not only had money, wanted you to know he had money. Second, we have again a large plate glass window designed to display the wares in this building. Refrigerated counters used to be on display here. And third, if you look on top, you'll actually see the name of the person who constructed this building with Burns in gold emblazoned at the top. Pat Burns was one of the big four behind the Calgary Stampede. They were wealthy cattlemen who sponsored the 1912 Stampede. And Burns originally built this building in 1911 for his meat industry. And this was part of his butchering and meat markets that he had across Lethbridge. He had 3 meat markets in Lethbridge alone, never mind across the western southern Alberta. With this building, we not only know who constructed it, but we know the architect. It was a man named Edward Ernest Carver, who was behind several early buildings in Lethbridge. While the building has served many businesses over the years since it was constructed in 1911, probably one of the best known is Shanghai Chop Suey, which opened here in 1949. The building has actually suffered a couple of different fires over the years, but has been reconstructed and is still an incredibly beautiful building. The patios and redevelopment that's been done on 3rd Avenue give new life to the Redpath area here. So hopefully not only will you visit the building, have some amazing food from Tacos Made in Mexico, but also just have a seat on the patio and enjoy the entire ambience of Redpath and Galt Gardens.